Alright, hello and welcome to my first 8th edition battle report. Um, it's pretty exciting, and it's a pretty exciting game. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the game, and we didn't make too much of a hash of too much of the stuff. So we rolled for our pitch battle, and we ended up with the battle for the pass. We're playing the long way here. Here's the first of a couple pictures of Hattie. And it's my Wood Elves versus his Orcs and Goblins. We've played a whole bunch of times before, as you guys will have seen, but this is our first 8th edition game. We played 2,400 points. It sounded like the right thing to do. Um, and it's easily divisible by 4, so you get your 25% is 600 points. Um, so this is my army. From my left flank to my right, I have 10 Glade Guard out in front, 6 Treekin, my general who's mounted on an eagle. He has a spirit sword and the armor of destiny or whatever it is that gives me a 4+ ward save. I have a block of, I know a block, it's crazy with what else, but a block of 20 Glade Guard. In there I have a standard bearer so I can shoot at a charge no matter what. I have a battle standard, and I have a 3rd level wizard. I have 10 more Glade Guard, 8 Dryads hidden behind the trees, 8 Dryads on the far, far, far side, some Warhawk Riders, a Great Eagle, and 6 Wild Riders. In the far back, I have a Branch Wraith. Not certain that the Branch Wraith is the ultimate choice, but this being my first game, I want to make sure I had that 1 extra Dispel die. So I got her with the Lamentation of Despair, so I could try to take out one of his characters, and with the what's it, Cluster of Radiance. Now we're looking at his units. He has a unit of 40 boys on this side. He's got some kind of fighty black orc in there. His wyvern with a black orc general. 50 night goblins with a level 3 shaman. Orc boar chariot, 2 rock labas, 41 boys back there. The only difference is the ones on this side have spears. You'll see in the woods here he's got this another black orc that he hid in here. He gave him the scout rule. So going back, you can see him tucked in that forest over there. When he rolled for that, it ended up being just a normal forest. I was hoping it was going to kill him first round or something. In that back big unit of boys, they are not given spears. They're just a choppa or hand weapon and shield, whatever it is. And there's a 2nd level orc shaman and some kind of fighty black orc big boss in there as well. So he's got some pretty tough units. This is his first game of 8th edition as well, and he really thought it would be neat to have a lot of horde units. So as you can see, he's got 3. I really wasn't certain what to do, but my game plan was to move forward my vanguard. Oh yes, and in the far side he's got 10 squig hoppers or something like that. My plan was to shoot at this big unit of boys as much as I could, and just try to focus fire them down. You'll notice here, this is after my vanguard move. I moved up my Warhawk Riders here from starting in back. They moved up 12 inches, and not pictured here are my Wild Riders. They moved over this, which is Kemri and Quicksand, and it only affects monsters, monstrous infantry, and monstrous cavalry. So I did not land my Warhawks on it, and the cavalry just ran over it. I won the roll-off miraculously, but I gave him the first move. He had his scout in the forest, so he couldn't attack me, but I wanted to be able to charge him should he move his squig hoppers up, kind of see what he was planning to do. I was hoping that his general would come up far enough that I could charge with my general first turn and use the spirit sword, which I wasn't certain how it was going to play out, and I'll discuss that a little bit later. My thoughts are on that. But that was kind of my original game plan. as you can see, sure enough, the squig hoppers did move up far enough, and he ended up pulling his fighter here back, and I charged his squig hoppers. Ended up making it no problem. I rolled triple sixes, I think, to come crashing into here. You'll notice I only have 4 Wild Riders in his first turn. He moved everything up. He shot at a couple of my units with his rock lobbers and took out 2 of my guys here, which was a bit of a bummer. I would have loved to have had the full unit, but they were whittled down. So I charged in here with 4. I was still able to win combat, and that was great. But I'm still learning. There on the far side during my turn, I could have cast to try to bring them up I had Lore of Life with my level 3, and I could have tried to bring them up by D3+1 wounds, and I just didn't think of it, and it's why we're learning. So you can see here, this is an overview right after I charged in with my Wild Riders, and you can see that all of his stuff has moved up. He's moved up pretty much everything as far as he can, and I think he's just going to try to go and get stuck right into it with me, force me to make a move, and he's thinking that his units are big enough and bad enough that I'm not going to be able to harm them. And I mean, that's really makes a lot of sense. Looking at my units, they're much, much smaller. He's got his rock lobbers in the back, set way back with a 60-inch range, so he could just keep pummeling me. We had a fair amount of other terrain. You'll notice that kind of egg carton colored thing that's our representative wizard's tower, which was pretty cool. It was there, it's just we never even got to use it. His mage and that big unit of night goblins ran forward when they rolled a 6 on their animosity. So nobody was within 3 inches to cast any spells. But so this is an overview after his first movement phase. So I have not gone except to move my Vanguard guys up. Scratch that, not true. I have moved forward a little tiny bit. I pulled back some of my units on the far side. This is just after I made my first charge. But this is the overview. The forest in the middle, that's my forest, so it's nothing special. The hill is nothing special. In the far back behind my general, you'll see there are some fences. They're ghost fences, and they never come into play, nor does the forest in the far upper right-hand corner. Looking at this, my basic plan, I'm going to move my Great Eagle up as far as I can, try to get in and around to go after the war machines. Same with the Warhawk Riders. And then I'm keeping the closest Dryads here to kind of back up these guys. You see they did really well. I ended up winning combat. His skirmishers are stubborn in the forest, but they're stubborn 5. He rolled a 6, fled. I rolled higher, so I ran him down, and that rundown carries me into this next unit. You can see here I was able to fly my Eagle in. My Eagle's come and flown past the charge arc of this Black Orc big boss, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm hoping I'm within charge range of his rock lobber for the next turn. And otherwise, unfortunately you guys can't see it here, but I'm saving my left flank, trying to hold them back, move back so I can shoot as much as I can, trying to shoot down his general, trying to shoot down his other units, and make him come to me. Because, I mean, Wood Elves in 7th edition had no chance going to them. Wood Elves in 8th edition much less so. Now, so I end up in combat here, and I know I'm not going to win this. I'm not under any delusions. This is going to play out in, let's see, turn 2. So during his turn of turn 2, we'll play this one out. My hope here is just to take out his character. You can see the small guy on the near side. That's my goal.